Hey, it's Jen and welcome back to my channel. So if you're like me and kind of feel like you just have bad genetics, like you're doing all the things you're reading about and learning online, but your body still isn't really changing, you still feel like you're not getting that tone look that you want, your skin is still looking crepey and loose despite doing all the things, then this video is for you because this was totally me. I was lifting heavier, I was doing classes, I was getting in more steps, I was eating 150 grams of protein, I was getting in 30 grams of fiber, literally doing all the things, checking all the boxes. And I just wasn't noticing a lot of body changes. I still felt puffy. I was still retaining water. I was still tired all the time. And I was just getting super frustrated. And then just by chance over the summer, 6 months ago now, I quit weights altogether. And it wasn't totally intentional because I was following all the gurus, but I just didn't have the time, as a mom of 3 running all over the place. So I wanted to, of course, do something. So I just started using the band that I had. And originally I was using the band with weight training and using the band, even wrapping the band around weights, but I just only used the band. And what I found was shocking to me. So it's been 6 months since I started just doing this, and I've been able to change my body from this to this and also maintain it. And I've been actually keep getting better results. So I want to share with you the things that I've learned, because if I was struggling, then I know a lot of you are struggling as well. And if this can help you, then I want to share all the things that I've been learning so that you can try and incorporate these things and hopefully also get really good results. So be sure to keep watching because I'll show you exercises that I love to do, as well as things that I do throughout my day that you literally can do at your desk. If you are like me and kind of have a sedentary job, then you're going to love these things as well, because they're definitely going to help increase your results and actually help you feel better. They're super fast and effective. So it's just easy to implement into your day, which is another reason why I love them, because it's saving me time. And my body is better now at 51 than it was in my 30s and 40s. And I had my last baby at 45. So this has been really life-changing for me. So this all kind of happened by accident. I was just playing with different ways to use the band, and I was keeping a lot of time under tension. Then when I researched it, that was increasing the blood flow and circulation. And I know a lot about blood flow and circulation just from my years as an esthetician and doing facials and the importance of blood flow and circulation. And just by coincidence, I was watching a lot of doctors talk about the importance of blood flow and circulation for our health as we age specifically. When I realized that this was also this type of exercise increasing our blood flow and circulation, I was like, that's amazing, because this is really, really pivotal in us aging better and feeling better as well. So I think that's why I was also feeling better when I was doing this kind of training, because it was increasing my blood flow and circulation and just giving me more energy throughout the day. And also when I was weight training and taking a lot of classes, I was hungry all the time. With this type of training, I'm not starving all the time. I feel like I'm not breaking my body down, and I definitely don't have any joint pain, because that was another problem. I was doing weight training during the week, but once a week I was doing my heavy weight training, heavy lift, heavy stuff, as Stacey Sims, if you follow her, recommends. And just coincidentally, I was watching her in another podcast recently, and she recently said she hurt herself, which is, not surprising when you're constantly lifting heavy loads as we age. I just don't know if that's like the best thing for us long term, because I want to, of course, get stronger and be strong and healthy and age with confidence and strength, but I don't want to break my body down. I have a 6-year-old and I have teenagers, and I want to be able to do things with them. And when I was lifting heavy and lifting all the time, my joints were hurting, I was achy, and I was definitely inflamed. And I'm not getting that with this type of training. And I'm only doing 1 set. So I'm going to show you how I'm getting this result just doing 1 set of each exercise. So it's saving me so much time, because I was doing 3 to 5 sets sometimes of certain exercises when I was using weights. If you follow me, I love to use this band. If you don't follow me, then I love to use this band specifically because of the way that it has the little holes in it, so I can easily do progressive overload. Because when I was weight training, I would always do progressive overload, drop sets. Those were like my go-tos, and I like to always mix it up. So I knew when I was doing the band training that I knew it had to be challenging. For you to build muscle, for anyone to build muscle, right, to change your body, it has to be challenging. So I knew that if I was going to use bands, it had to be challenging. So if you're using bands, you want to make sure that it's challenging for you, that it's a strong band. It's not like a light band. It's not a rehab band. It's not a stretching kind of band. It's something that's going to challenge you. So that's really, really vital for you to get these results. When I kind of started doing the band training, I just noticed right away within a week that my body felt tighter. I was less inflamed. I had less water retention. And then I noticed that my skin also felt tighter. So I really wanted to figure this out, because I'm an esthetician and I'm a personal trainer. The fact that I was getting skin changes and it was pretty fast, really wanted to figure out why this was happening. So as an esthetician, esthetician, I'm familiar with lymphatic drainage, with lymph, because obviously I do a lot of treatments like that for the face and for the body within my business. But I just really didn't think about it as pertaining to working out when I was weightlifting. Now, when I'm using the band, what I researched was because the lymph doesn't have a pump, so we are the actual pump for our lymph. When we utilize the band, it's creating that time under tension. It's creating that strong muscular contraction, which is actually acting like a pump for our body. So this is why I was feeling way less bloated, had less water retention, and I was feeling tighter, because the act of the way I was using the band was literally pumping out toxins from my body, pumping the fluids through my body more effectively. When I weight trained and I was doing heavy weightlifting, I was retaining a lot of water. Your muscles will hold on to more water when you do heavy weight training, or at least mine did. And I didn't like the way that was looking. I did a whole video on when I was lifting, how I kind of looked worse, and how a lot of the girls that were in my classes were always complaining about the same thing. We were like, we're doing all of these classes with heavy weights, really challenging our bodies, and our bodies look actually worse. So what is going on? And we just kept doing it because our trainer was like, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And it just wasn't getting better. And my diet was really clean. I just was so frustrated from putting in all the effort and then getting very little results. So if this sounds like you, then I feel like you're going to love this kind of band training. Now, some people have asked me if I'm going to go back to weight training, and I've gone back a couple times. I did a video where I went back like a month later to test my strength, because a lot of people were like, you're going to lose your strength if you're only doing bands. But it actually got stronger. And when I researched why that was actually happening, it's because the way that I'm doing the band training, you're training your body in your stronger ranges of motion. So you're not just like doing it and giving up. You keep on progressing and shortening the range of motion where you're working in your strongest ranges of motion. For instance, when we do a bicep curl and we're starting at the bottom of the bicep curl, we are the weakest. That's where we're apt to get more injuries, because if you're holding a weight down here, which is a little bit too heavy for you, it's putting pressure on your joints. And then as you lift it, you are getting progressively stronger, and you're stronger in a bicep curl in the middle towards the end of the lift. When I am doing my training, and I'll show you exercises, but when you do the, say, bicep curl, then as you're progressing, I shorten the range of motion for pretty much every exercise that I do. So as you're shortening the range of motion and you're doing half reps and then quarter reps, you're working where your muscle is naturally the strongest. So it's enabling you to build strength, but not damage your joints. So this is why I was able to get stronger when I tested my strength at the gym. So this was for everything, for my pull-ups, for all my leg exercises, and for my shoulder presses and my bicep curls. I was able to increase my strength. I, again, recently went back to the gym to just lift, to mix it up. And this was this past weekend. And first of all, I just don't enjoy lifting anymore because I don't have that same mind-muscle connection. So when you are using a band, because you have so much time under tension, you really feel the muscles activating and engaging. You're, activating your muscle and your skin even from different depths and different layers. And this is why you're getting that really good skin firming result, because of the increase in blood flow and circulation. It's helping to flush everything out. And then I'll show you the other little things I do throughout the day that help increase the results as well. So definitely keep watching for that. Then when I realized I didn't love doing the weights at the gym, I did focus on functional movement. So I did farmer's carries, and I did some other exercises that mimic like real life things that you would encounter just in daily life. So if you want to see that, I'll do a whole video on that. So these are things that just would help you not break down your body, but that I can't mimic with bands. So obviously I can't mimic a farmer's carry with bands. I can't mimic walking lunges with bands. But as far as progressive overload, I can totally do that with a band and build muscle with a band, which then also builds bone, because it doesn't matter what you're lifting. As long as you're challenging your muscles, you're going to help build muscle and build bone and build strength. I am mostly going to do bands, and then let me know if you want to see the video on what I will do at the gym to help just overall age with function. So I am also a functional aging specialist, because I think that's even more pivotal as we age, to make sure that we are aging with a lot of function in our bodies so that we can do all the things that we want to do. I have so many clients that have retired and they can't travel because either their bodies are breaking down, they're going to nonstop doctor's appointments, their husband's bodies are breaking down. I don't want that to be me. I want to continue to travel with my family and be able to navigate all of the excursions that are going to come up. If this is important to you, then I would definitely try this type of training and let me know what you think about it. In my other videos, I talk a lot about the importance of posture and blood flow and circulation. And if you have a desk job and you sit a lot through the day, or me, I'm doing facial. So, I'm not moving a lot through the day. The importance of correcting your posture, not crossing your legs, making sure your shoulders are back throughout the day, elongating your neck, and then doing these little pumps throughout the day to help increase blood flow and circulation. So say your arms are bent like this, we are cutting off a lot of the blood flow and circulation. So it's making our arm skin just not look great. You can do little pumps just sitting at your desk like this. And then I found recently just having the band and doing the pumps with the band, giving more tension. So it's making it like a stronger pump to really get that blood flow going. I will add the band now to do a lot of my pumping motions and my stretching as well. Talked about doing arm things up and down, pumps like this, opening up the posture. So, you don't need the band to do that, but I feel like it just helps to increase that pumping effect. If you're sitting for long periods of time or standing for long periods of time, then include the band if you have it with you at work, so that if I have 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I can do a quick exercise. Now with the band, you only have to really do one set. So I created a whole guide. You can get it down below, a free guide of kind of how I started on the band and the exercises that I was doing. You can get that as a free guide to get you started to get these kind of results. For biceps, one set literally, I like to do my biceps a little bit further out to the side. It creates more of like a stretch and tension on the muscle, which I feel like increases the results. You would do a full range of motion. Now, the important thing is some women have messaged me that the exercises are a lot harder than they thought they would be, and they say they can't finish the whole exercise. You want to really play with how you're doing this, because the importance is that you do the full range of motion, the half reps, the quarter reps, and the pulses. So a lot of times we'll do 10 to 15, but I know my body now and the ranges that I can do. I created a 30-day band program, and the information is down below for that. But when you go through the program, I talk about what my numbers are, but of course everyone's going to be different. But say you do 10 to 15 of these, but you're dying and then you feel like you can't continue through the motions. Like, I don't want you to stop, because I don't feel like you're going to get the same results. So then I would start smaller, because you want to do each range. So say you're just starting. So then I would do 5 of the full range of motion, and then do 5 of half reps. So you're shortening the range of motion, and then 5 of even a smaller range of motion, and then finish with pulses, and then see how you do with that. If that's like too easy, then try 6 or 7, but you don't want to just do the full range of motion and then totally stop, because that's not how I was doing the training. It was definitely to get the tighter skin and more of that blood flow and circulation. You want to go through the whole way of doing it. I think that's really important. So you have to play with what is hard for you and then go through the full range, which is why you can also progressively overload this really easily by either changing where you're stepping on the band or grabbing a different loop and shortening the band. A lot of times for shoulders and certain exercises, I will use 2 bands because it's just faster. Because this is a challenging band, I cannot get this overhead to do a shoulder press. So just in order to save time and get through it faster, I'll use 2 bands. Then you choose where you're stepping on the band, choose which loop that you're holding for the band, and then you would do your full range of motion. So again, don't just stop. You want to keep going. So you would do your full range, going all the way to the top like this. Say for me, it's 10 to 15, and then you would shorten the range and not go quite as high. So whatever you can do, for me, again, 10 to 15, and then shorten it more. And then you would finish with your pulses. It has to be challenging. You have to feel a lot of time under tension for that whole range, and really towards the end where the pulses are, really feel the burns. Find what your numbers are so that you are getting the best results for building the muscle and for tightening your skin. Now, as you continue training, you can attach the bands to things. You'll see I always attach them when I'm at the park, going for a walk, in my kitchen, over the door. There's different things that I'll be launching to help you, give you more ideas of how you can progress the exercises and do more progressive overload, not get bored, and challenge your muscles from different angles, because that's really important too. Changing your hand placement will help you target your muscles from different ways as well. So I go over all that in the 30-day band challenge and in some of the free guides down below as well. Now for legs, some of you have asked me, so I will sometimes double up the bands for some of my leg exercises. As you get stronger, you can actually add weights. I'll do other videos on that, how you can add weights into the band to make it more challenging, but I actually haven't even brought that back in to my training yet, because I'm still playing with layering the band and progressively overloading, just changing how I'm holding the band. So I haven't even added weights in yet, and I still keep dropping body fat and building more muscle. For single leg deadlifts, if you're really strong, you can step on 2 of the bands if you want, or take 1 band if you have 1 band and actually fold it over and then even step on it and then use it. Do your single leg deadlifts like this. So say you're holding it like this and you're doing a full range of motion and then shortening your range as you go, finish at the end with pulses. So you can, as you go, even drop one piece of the band to almost do like a drop set within your set. So that's a great way to work with the band as well. So some of you have asked how the band works as opposed to weight. So when I was doing weights, I would say hold the weights, right? And do say my reverse lunge or even my single leg deadlift. So you're working on this leg, the front leg. So the same with the band. You're working on the leg that the band is under. So this front leg is the leg that you're working. So it's almost like instead of holding the weights here, you're holding the band and it's just creating tension on this leg that you're working. This other leg is just for support. You're really just working the front leg and think of this as weights. So coming down is going to make it harder. Shortening the band is going to make it harder. Folding the band in half is going to make it harder. There's all different ways to progressively challenge your muscle without having to even bring in weights. So even that, a little amount of exercise is really raising my heart rate, which is really helping just also, I feel like, shed my body fat faster as opposed to doing those long classes. It's enabling you to do a short amount of exercise, raising your heart rate, and as well give you more energy, because when you are increasing your blood flow and circulation like that, you're going to feel this like energy surge, which is why I like to have it at work and do little 30 seconds of muscle activation, doing the little pumps, attaching it onto your feet. When you're standing there, you have literally like 3 minutes, then do band work like this, do kickbacks. So you're increasing, like if you're sitting all day, just increase some blood flow and circulation to your glutes, to your legs, helps increase your balance. But of course you can hold onto something. You can literally also do this sitting in a chair. So the band will actually progress with you. So if you're just starting out weights or just starting out to exercise, or you have injuries and some lower body injuries, you can sit in a chair and do your arms or do your shoulders. So it enables you to also just work out when you are recovering from injuries. If you have knee injuries, then there are a lot of exercises that you can do that are not squats or lunges that can really also help to tighten your legs. I do a lot of inner thigh band work, standing on the band, attaching the band to a chair, working on the inner thigh, the outer thigh, the upper glute, mid and lower glutes to really help you build like a perkier butt as you're aging. So there's so many ways to really tighten and tone your body, but not have that like bulky look that I was getting when I was using weights. And you will see it helps to flush out the body so much better, really detox the body even, because you're pumping all those fluids through and not holding them in your muscles. So anyway, I hope this gives you hope that you can still change your body, firm your skin as you're aging, not have that puffy look, not destroy your joints as well. And it just takes 10 minutes a day. Sometimes I'll do 10 minutes all at once and then do 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So it really adds up, and the consistency over time is what's going to help you change your body. The 10 minutes also allows a lot of women to just stay consistent because it's just more doable than committing to longer workouts. And it's not going to stress your body, make you starving, break down your body. It's going to raise your heart rate to also help you to really shed fat as well. I've really dropped even my visceral fat in my belly doing this type of training more than any type of classes, more than any Pilates reformer classes, boot camp classes, and heavy weight training. So definitely give this band training a try. Come on back, comment down below how you liked it or any questions that you have. I'm happy to help on your journeys to age with confidence and strength. I'm not saying quit weights altogether, but if what you're doing is not really working for you or you're just looking for different ideas, then definitely really rethink band training, but make sure it's challenging and hard for you. And I can't wait to hear about your results. Be sure to check out some of my other videos and other ways you can tighten and tone your body. I did a whole 5-day Firm and Glow series breaking down each body part to give you more ideas of exercises that you can do specifically for different body parts. So check that out.